Good morning. Um, it's Monday. Hooray! Are we ready to start the week? Yeah, I suppose I had a peaceful weekend. I didn't do much of anything, so that was great. But now that means I've got stuff to do this week. It's funny. So um, the weekends. Well, I don't know. I think the weekends. I'm trying to make more of a thing of them now that uh, Dave is here during the week as well. So um, I'm trying not to do anything on the weekends because I have plenty of time to do it during the week because he's here but busy. So um, it's fine. Um, but yeah, so back to work with whatever I need to get done. I have some paperwork I have to do this week and a lot of filing and um, organizing, and I had to figure out how to use a scanner, which I never did before, and um, you know, emailing this and that, attachments and whatnot. So that should be great. I have a history of sending emails with typos and various things that I don't see until later. Um, but I guess that's kind of how that goes. So this today, let's talk about forgiveness. So I was reading a little thing about um, forgiveness and this idea of when we hold on to resentment. Um, so they say the saying, which I'm again probably going to mess up, but the idea is that resentment is a poison that you drink yourself. So while holding on to anger and resentment over something that has happened to you, you harm only yourself. Right? And I was curious about forgive and um, what this actually means because I've heard people say forgiving a debt also, right? So this idea of forgive is to let go of the resentment, um, the attachment to that suffering that you went through, much like you would forgive a debt. So let's say you loaned someone $100 and they didn't pay you back, and maybe you found out either that they don't have a job and they don't have any money, so they'll never pay you back, or uh, you just decided it's not important and you're just going to forgive that and say, just don't pay me back. It's fine. So you're letting go of your expectation of being repaid, of being made whole, right? That's another interesting. I think it's really interesting that we use a lot of these uh, terms when we talk about money, right? When you talk about paying damages, right? When someone is awarded something in court, they talk about making someone whole. So we've given up our hope that this imbalance, right, can be made whole. We're forgiving it. And it's much the same way with um, offenses and difficulties that we have with people. So perhaps someone has done something very unkind or very destructive to you. By holding on to that resentment, we are not only remembering, but we're also holding out some hope that we will be made whole, that they will make amends, right? They will um, do something something to try to make up for the damage that they've done, even if it's not. And I mean, when you talk about legal um, restitution and whatnot, it isn't the same, right? Because you can't. Maybe they've destroyed something priceless or something you can never repair, or change, or even replace. So it might be an equivalent. It might not be exactly what you wanted, or um, but the idea of restitution and making amends is that people have taken responsibility for their actions, even if what they give you is not the same as what you had. You have you are made whole by the process, right? Knowing that this person is taking responsibility, they are um, admitting what they've done. They are uh, giving credence to your suffering, right? Your offense. So, and in an ideal situation, that would be maybe what happens. And then all the parties can move on one way or another, right? Either uh, friendly or just choosing not to have anything to do with one another, right? And either way would be suitable. Um, but as long as we're holding on to that resentment, we are also holding on to that hope, right? That there could be uh, you could be made whole. There could be a reckoning, right? where someone's gonna have to pay, right? So that's the ideal thing, right? That we could resolve our conflicts in this way. But clearly, that does not always happen. Um, you may be in a situation where you will never um, get anything in the way of um, recompense for what has happened to you. Perhaps the person will never take responsibility for what they have done. Um, Letting go, forgiving that debt that they owe you, allows you to move on. You get to decide that you don't care if they try to pay you back. You're done. You are out of this situation. Just like you might forgive a debt and let go of it, we do the same with offenses. Um, it's your choice, right? And forgiving that. So if you forgive a debt, I like to talk about this in money terms because I think it's much less emotionally charged, right? And it's very easy to understand. If you forgive a debt, um, right? So my dad used to always say, "I'll lend you money as long as you have good credit." So he would lend us some money if we needed to buy something, but if we never paid him back, if we, then our credit was shot. And you're done. You're not getting anything more after that. So um, he might forgive the debt, right? He wouldn't chase down and try to get you to pay him back, but he would never lend it to you again. So we learn. Um, Maybe you've forgiven the debt. It doesn't mean you've forgotten that it happened. So you don't expect that money back, but you'll never lend again to that person. The same thing, right? When they've broken your trust, they've done something to hurt you, and then refused to take responsibility for it, refused to try to make amends. You may let go of your resentment, but that doesn't mean you remember that it happened, and you will again be careful with this person, perhaps not ever putting yourself in that position where something like that could happen again. Um, Forgiveness is something you do for yourself. I know sometimes people think, well, they don't deserve my forgiveness. They don't. It's not something that you give them. You are not um, giving them anything. You are giving yourself a gift, right? If you did something to harm someone and they said, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, Does does that absolve you of your responsibility for your actions? No. I mean, clearly it doesn't. Your actions are your responsibility always, and just as anyone else's are. Um, by letting go of the resentment, again, that's something you do for yourself. It doesn't change what this person has done. It doesn't ease their burden, right? They still have that burden of the karmic action that they took. And nothing except better action on their part can change that. So um, it really is a gift that you give yourself, a lightening. We let go of our attachment to the suffering, right? And it can really be an attachment. So there are people who, and I know you know them, right? They kind of become like professional victims. Um, Everything in their life is a resentment. Um, Everything that happens is very personal. Um, anytime something bad in their life goes wrong, it's someone's fault, not just their fault, but really they did it on purpose, right? They're assigning a lot of intention to things that maybe have no intention at all. They're just random events. Um, as we see things, so they become. So if we are living in a place where we are full of resentment, full of anger and um, suffering from these things we can't let go, our life will start to take that form. We'll start to see that everywhere. That will be our default. And you don't want that, right? So let it go. Um, I wish I could remember. I know I'm going to mess this up, right? uh, so is it Rosh Hashanah? It might be. So in the Jewish tradition, there is a holiday where you simply forgive your offenses for the year. You forgive whoever may have offended you for the year. And I love that. I love that idea that you start the new year fresh, um, without holding these resentments, without having this burden that you are carrying. Um, so forgive. Don't be afraid to forgive. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is not um, giving in, or you know you're not it's not you're not being strong by holding on to your resentments for long times. You're just damaging yourself, your own peace of mind. um, don't forget how people treat you. It's important to be aware of who people are and what their motivations are going to be. But don't let it poison your life. Don't let it ruin your um, interactions with the rest of the world. Just move on, let it go, um, and see what happens next. Again, when we get stuck, all of these things, these attachments that we hold, stick us in place. They don't give us room for the next thing. They don't give us room for the good things that come our way. We're just stuck in the bad, right? And just as we have good, we have bad, and then we'll have good and bad, back and forth. If you get stuck on one thing, um, we're going to miss the rest, right? And that's not to say if you're stuck on the good things that you won't have the bad things. You will. But we're keeping our mind in the good things. We're focusing on the good things, and that makes our life better. It makes our life more. Um, we're focused more on this. We see that more. Just like this idea, this phenomenon, right? That um, I think they call it the blue feather phenomenon, right? So if you think of a blue feather, you might start seeing blue feathers everywhere. I notice this too, like if you get a new car. Um, if you get a car and then all of a sudden you'll start to see that car everywhere, right? Because it's in your mind. And so you start being aware of it everywhere. Um, if you focus on the good and the kind and the positive things in your life, you're going to see those things. You're going to be aware of that. You're going to be on the alert for that, right? And it will lighten your life. It will make things seem more positive, right? Even even if things are kind of negative at times, you're going to see the positive more, and that's really for the best. We don't have to dwell on the negative to know it's there. we can we can keep our heads in the positive. All right. So let's do some asana, and that will be good. So I didn't even mention, right? But forgiveness, this applies to yourself as well, right? If you have things that you've done, things that you haven't done, things that you expected of yourself that you never got around to or you let go, you can forgive all of those things. You can let go of your resentment and worry about that. Um, it's just stuff, it's just feelings and whatever. Your resentment doesn't do anything but make you feel bad. It doesn't motivate you, it doesn't make you want to change. It just keeps you stuck in, past things that again are gone, right? All we can do is what's here and now. We can't change the past. We can't change our past. If you have regrets, right, of things you have done, you could try making amends. I mean, that's another part of this tradition that the Jews have. I want to say it's Rosh Hashanah. I think it is. I gotta look it up. Is making amends, right? So not only forgiving, but making amends. What could you do to take responsibility for things that you may have done to harm other people? It's an important, it's an important thing to think about. And if you did that every year, could you have a year where there was less and less, or maybe you don't have to? You've tried to police your behavior, done your yamas and your niyamas to the point where you don't need to apologize, to make amends for your actions, because your actions have been always in line with your beliefs. Take that breath in, and then chin down toward the chest. And move your head around, big circle. One way and then the other. Back to center. Lean forward and move around. One way and the other. Arms wide, take a deep breath, and then hands together on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers, lift the hands, gaze up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up. And then right hand by your side, reach across with the left. Switch sides. Back up, lift the shoulders, roll back. Forward. Left hand on right knee, right arm behind. Sit up tall, deep breath, and then exhale as you twist. Back to center, switch sides. And back to center. Tabletop. Sitting back on the heels. We might move a little side to side. Moving back up. Tabletop to downward dog. Moving around a little. Step your feet up. And breathe. Moving up slowly. Standing tall, breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Arms back by your side. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting. Arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lift. Arms up overhead. And back to mountain. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're stepping back with the left foot. Press down. Rising up, warrior one. And then moving to warrior two. Shoulders relaxed. Flip that palm on the right, lift it up high. Left arm by your side. And then you bring the right arm down, rest it on the leg maybe. Extend the left arm. You could also extend the right hand down if you want. And then rising back up. Straighten your knee, hands by your side, and then turn the foot. So we're facing that side of the mat. Take a breath. And then leaning forward. Hands come down the leg or onto the mat, onto the floor. And then let's bring the hands to the center. If you have a block, you can absolutely use a block for this, either halfway or all the way up if you feel like you don't want to be all the way down. But we're going to bring the right hand to center, left hand at your hip, and then twisting. Back to center, switch hands, and moving the other way. Both hands to center, and just lean in here, lifting. Not really lifting the heels, but feeling very light in the heels. Hands back to the waist. Use that strength in the legs to lift. Breath in and out. Turning. So we're facing the front again. Right leg out, left leg behind, interlace the fingers. Draw the shoulders back. Take a deep breath and fold forward. Coming back up. Back foot steps up. Arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Pressing down to rise up. Arms overhead. One more breath. Move to warrior two. Relax the shoulders. Flip that left hand. We're going to lift it up. Right arm by your side. One more breath. And then you can bring that left arm down. Lift the right. Back up. And then arms down. Straighten the knee. And turn your foot. So we're back here again. This time, interlace your fingers. Draw the shoulders back. Take a deep breath and fold. Rising up. Take a breath. Maybe lift the arms up over your head. And then back down to your side. Let's walk the feet in. Shoulder width. Take a breath. And then bend the knees, lowering down. Breathe. Remember, you can use this block to kind of hold on to if you want. Steady yourself. One more breath. And then rising up. Release the arms. Turn so we're facing this left leg. Hands behind. Left leg out, right leg behind. Deep breath. Fold forward. Rising up. Back foot steps up, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and out. Come on down to a seat. Soles of the feet together. Knees apart. Deep breath. Fold forward. Back up, both legs out in front. Breath in and fold forward. Bend the knees. We're going to grab a hold of the toes or the feet. Lean back a little. Get your balance and then some extension. Bend the knees again, set the feet down. And then we're going to lower down or rock back. Getting on your mat. Take a few breaths. Let's bring the right leg in, left leg long. And then release that leg. We're going to bring the left leg in. And release it down. Let's have both legs long. Arms out to a T. Legs a little wide on the mat for 5-pointed star. Everything back to center. We're going to move into bridge. So you could do regular bridge or supported bridge, your choice. Heels back, close to the body. I'm going to do supported bridge. So I got my block, lifting up. Find that good place where you feel supported. And then whatever you want, staying here or bringing in the knees, extending the legs, whatever variation is good for you today. And then bring the feet back down. they aren't already there. Lifting up, press back down, soles of the feet together, knees apart. And then let's bring the knees together. You can rock a little side to side. And then arms to a T or goalpost arms. We'll start lowering both knees to the right, keeping the upper body on the mat. Maybe gaze to the left. Then back to center, moving left and gazing right. Back to center, hands by your side, extend the legs. And then lowering down. Relax and be comfortable moving into Shavasana. Find that peaceful place within. Breathe. Focus on the sensations in the body. Keeping that focus on the here and now. All that matters in terms of action is the now. What has happened is done. We can't change it. What is to come, no one knows. We can't anticipate that. All we can do is work in the now. But it's our choice to not let the past and the future influence us too much. Don't carry around the burdens of the past. Let them go. Release your attachment to them. Forgive the trespasses of others, right? Let them go. Don't worry about the future. Know that you will take on whatever challenges there are with the strength and intelligence and intuition that you have developed. And it's gotten you this far. Just keep going. Moving a little again, getting back to movement in the body, making your way up to a seat. Let's bring hands together, breath in and out. Thank you for taking some time today for yoga and for sharing it with me. I hope that you have a very good Monday. Namaste. Okay, great. I didn't say hello to everyone. Ruth and Deb and Dora and Susan. Hello. Okay. 5 minutes of meditation. All right. Sitting comfortably, breathing comfortably. Let's just let that peaceful and calm state of mind just keep going. Finding that gentle focus. Opening your eyes, coming back to this place in time. Okay, so Monday yoga and meditation. I hope you have a great day, and I will be back tomorrow.